Hello, dear listener. Take a moment to breathe with me. One deep, mindful breath. That's it. The modern workplace is like an ocean, sometimes calm and predictable, other times stirred by unexpected winds and waves of emotion. In this space, we share not only tasks and goals, but also our emotional states, personalities, and life stories. Today, we'll explore together how to develop and apply emotional intelligence in this complex ocean. How to navigate conflicts with wisdom, how to stay anchored during storms of stress, how to transform emotional challenges into opportunities for growth and deeper connection. This isn't a journey about emotional perfection, but about emotional presence and wisdom, qualities we can nurture with gentle, consistent practices. Understanding emotional intelligence in a professional context. Emotional intelligence at work can be understood as the ability to recognize, understand, and manage our own emotions while also perceiving and influencing the emotions of others in a constructive way. Contrary to what many believe, emotional intelligence doesn't mean suppressing emotions or maintaining a constant mask of positivity. Instead, it's about fostering a more conscious and fluid relationship with the full spectrum of emotions, both the pleasant and the challenging. This skill manifests in 4 key dimensions. Self-awareness, the ability to recognize your emotions as they arise and understand how they influence your behavior and thinking. Self-management, the skill of navigating your emotions constructively, maintaining flexibility even under pressure. Social awareness, the sensitivity to perceive others' emotional states and understand interpersonal and organizational dynamics. Relationship management, the capacity to foster positive interactions even in challenging circumstances, influencing the emotional climate around you. These dimensions are like muscles we can strengthen with intentional practice, especially when facing conflict and stress. The moment of conflict, a disguised opportunity. Conflicts in the workplace are inevitable. Different perspectives, priorities, and communication styles naturally create friction. However, these moments of tension, when approached with emotional intelligence, can become valuable opportunities for individual and collective growth. Let's explore a step-by-step approach to navigating conflict with emotional wisdom. The conscious pause, your first and most powerful resource. When you feel the first waves of tension, perhaps a comment that irritates you, a decision you strongly disagree with, or an email that instantly puts you on the defensive, practice the conscious pause. Breathe deeply. Silently count to 3 on the inhale and 6 on the exhale. This simple action creates an essential space between the stimulus and your response, allowing you to choose your next step rather than react automatically. During this pause, notice the sensations in your body. Tension in your shoulders, heat in your face, tightness in your chest. These sensations are valuable messengers, not enemies to suppress. Compassionate self-inquiry, exploring what's been triggered. With kindness, ask yourself, what am I really feeling right now? What is this moment touching within me? Perhaps a colleague's comment isn't just about the current project, but has triggered something deeper. A fear of not being valued, a concern about competence, or an old pattern of not feeling heard. This inner clarity is foundational. When we understand what's truly happening within us, we gain the power to choose how to proceed rather than being driven by automatic reactions. Shifting perspective, the practice of active empathy. With greater clarity about your own experience, you can now expand your awareness to include the other person's perspective. This doesn't mean abandoning your viewpoint, but enriching your understanding of the situation. Ask yourself with genuine curiosity, what might this person be experiencing? What pressures or concerns could be influencing their behavior? If I were in their position, how might I feel? This practice of cognitive empathy doesn't require you to agree with the other person, only to acknowledge the reality of their experience. A subtle but transformative distinction. Conscious communication, the art of expressing and listening. Now, with greater inner balance, you can engage in direct communication. Some specific practices can be transformative. First-person statements. Instead of "you interrupted me again," which often sparks defensiveness, Try when I'm interrupted. I feel it's hard to contribute fully, and that frustrates me because I really value this project. Reflective listening. Before responding to what the other person said, show you've truly heard them. From what I understand, your main concern is the deadline. Is that right? This simple check-in often dissolves much of the tension. Open, genuine questions. Can you help me better understand your perspective on this? Or what do you see as most important in this situation? Such questions open possibilities rather than shut down the conversation. Co-creating solutions, from adversaries to partners. The ultimate goal in a conflict isn't to win, but to transform adversaries into partners in solving a shared problem. This requires a subtle but powerful shift in mindset. From me versus you, to us versus the problem. From my solution versus your solution, to what solution can we create together? From winning the argument to finding the best way forward. A simple shift in language can catalyze this transformation. How can we design a process that meets your need for efficiency and my need for inclusion? Navigating chronic stress in the workplace. Beyond specific conflicts, many modern workplaces generate a constant level of stress that can gradually erode our ability to respond with emotional intelligence. Let's explore strategies to maintain emotional well-being, even in challenging circumstances. Micro moments of regulation, small anchors throughout the day. Rather than waiting until you're completely drained to practice self-care, weave small moments of emotional regulation into your day. The 3-breath practice. Between meetings or tasks, take 30 seconds for 3 deep, mindful breaths, fully feeling the air moving in and out. Body connection. During tense moments, quickly notice 3 physical sensations: your feet on the floor, your hands on the desk, the air's temperature on your skin. This brief grounding exercise interrupts stress and rumination cycles. Reconnection with purpose. Before starting a challenging task or meeting, silently ask yourself, what really matters here? How can I bring my values into this moment? These microscopic practices are like small anchors that keep you centered even when the waters around you grow turbulent. Setting healthy boundaries, an essential self-care practice. Emotional intelligence at work doesn't mean being endlessly available to everyone and everything. On the contrary, it includes the discernment to set boundaries that protect your ability to stay present and engaged when it truly matters. Some specific practices include proactively communicating your capacity. I can give this project my full attention until 3 p.m., then I have other commitments. Setting clear communication parameters. I check emails 3 times a day. For urgent matters, please call me. Creating transition rituals. A short walk after work, a specific song on the commute home, or 3 mindful breaths before stepping inside can help you leave work energy behind. Remember, boundaries aren't hostile barriers, but healthy membranes that enable sustainable exchanges of energy and attention. Creating islands of safety, allies and spaces for renewal. Even in the most challenging environments, we can intentionally create spaces that nurture our emotional intelligence. Build a support network. Identify colleagues with whom you can share honestly and process difficult experiences constructively. Create renewal rituals. Carve out small moments during the day for activities that restore your balance. Perhaps a brief walk outdoors, a few minutes of inspiring reading, or simply savoring a cup of tea fully. Practice intentional gratitude. At the end of the workday, name 3 things, however small, that were positive or meaningful. This simple practice counters our natural tendency to focus on the negative. Common scenarios. Applying emotional intelligence in practice. Let's explore some common challenging scenarios and how we can apply these ideas practically. Scenario 1. Receiving critical feedback. Imagine you've just received negative feedback about a project you invested significant time and energy into. You feel an immediate wave of defensiveness and disappointment. Emotionally intelligent response. Practice the conscious pause. Breathe deeply before responding. Acknowledge your emotions internally. I'm feeling disappointed and a bit defensive. Ask yourself, what can I learn here? How can I separate my personal worth from this specific work's evaluation? Respond with genuine curiosity. Thank you for your feedback. Could you give me specific examples so I can better understand the areas to improve? Scenario 2. Navigating disagreements in team meetings. During an important meeting, a colleague strongly disagrees with your proposed approach to a project in a way that feels dismissive of your ideas. Emotionally intelligent response. Notice your physical reaction, perhaps tension in your shoulders or quickened breathing. Take a deep breath and remind yourself, this disagreement is about ideas, not my worth. So you've heard their perspective. I understand your main concern is X, am I correct? Seek common ground. It seems we both value outcome Y, just with different approaches to get there. I can see merit in your perspective. Maybe we could blend elements of both approaches. Scenario 3. Dealing with a chronically stressful workplace. Your workplace has a culture of constant urgency, impossible deadlines, and ever-growing expectations that are impacting your well-being. Emotionally intelligent response. Acknowledge the impact honestly. This environment is affecting my mental health and effectiveness. Identify what's within your control: schedules, work processes, communication, your internal responses. Establish micro self-care rituals, small breaks, mindful hydration, moments of authentic connection. Initiate constructive conversations. I've noticed we often work with very tight deadlines. Can we discuss how this affects our work quality and explore alternatives? Regularly assess whether this environment aligns with your long-term values and needs. Cultivating emotional intelligence as an ongoing practice. Developing emotional intelligence at work isn't a final destination, but a continuous practice. Here are some suggestions to integrate it into your professional growth. Regular reflection. The power of compassionate self-observation. Set aside a few minutes at the end of each week to reflect. What situations challenged my emotional balance? How did I respond? What did I learn? What will I do differently next time? This non-judgmental self-observation practice gradually builds your emotional self-awareness and refines your responses. Conscious experimentation, expanding your repertoire. Regularly choose a new skill or approach to practice. Perhaps for 1 week, focus on asking open-ended questions during conflicts, or practice naming your emotions internally during tense situations. Approach this as a curious experiment, not a test you can fail. Every attempt, successful or not, offers valuable learning. Multiple mentorships, learning from diverse models. Closely observe people in your workplace who demonstrate aspects of emotional intelligence you admire. One colleague might excel at assertive communication, another at staying calm under pressure, another at building authentic connections. Learn from these diverse models, adapting their skills to your own style and personality. An invitation to the path ahead. As we conclude our time together, I'd like to leave you with a simple yet powerful thought. In a professional world increasingly dominated by technology and automation, our humanity, including our ability to navigate emotional complexities with wisdom and grace, becomes not just our distinguishing trait, but our greatest advantage. Every time you respond to a conflict with presence rather than reactivity, every time you transform a moment of tension into an opportunity for deeper understanding, every time you offer empathy when it'd be easier to judge, you're not only improving your workplace, but practicing a form of leadership our world desperately needs. Emotional intelligence at work isn't a luxury or a secondary skill. It's the foundation of sustainable, meaningful success in the 21st century. Take one more deep breath. Carry with you the reminder that, even in the most challenging moments, you have the capacity to create a space between stimulus and response, a space where wise and compassionate choices can flourish. I'm here, walking alongside you on this ongoing journey of growth and discovery, one mindful step at a time.